Oke. Ya, selamat siang semuanya. Saya bisa lihat mahasiswa dan mahasiswati saya sudah tahu. Mungkin yang saya akan menjawab kali ini sudah tahu, ya. Tapi saya coba menjawab konsep ini sesuatu baru, ya. Tapi di bahasa Indonesia tidak, ya. So I will speak English now. Thank you for the great introduction to the consumer protection. Why we protect consumers? Why we protect consumers at all? We can about several reasons. You all are consumers. Why you think you should be protected? First of all, sometimes you buy a product and you pay good money and you want good product for good money. So if you buy a product and the product does not work, what you do, you will go to the shop owner and you will try to get the product back and the money back and then maybe change it against a better product. This is one part of the reason why we should protect consumers, because we have an equivalence in the contractual relationship between consumers and traders. That is a normal function of the private autonomy and of the trade contract law. This has nothing to do with what I want to explain now. The second reason is we protect consumers as single persons because they are too stupid to save themselves, to make themselves safe, to help themselves. Consumers can be very stupid. Maybe not you here, but we all know there are a lot of stupid consumers out there. They don't know anything. They see some celebrity in the television drinking some green obat, and the celebrity says, if you drink that, you will not have HIV, you will not have cancer, will not have diabetes in the future, just drink it every day and pay €100, $100 per month, and the consumer will maybe believe it, but maybe not you. Should we protect that stupid consumer? What do you think? Yeah, we must, but why? Why we should protect the consumer? I mean, in the relation between the consumer and the trader is very clear. We have a contract law, the contract law has to be fulfilled, the consumer has duties, the trader has duties. It's clear, there's the reason, the economical reason is the contract equilibrium. But in this case, why we should protect the consumer? Because the consumer, the poor consumer, who is injured by a medicine or by a food product which made him sick, will cause cost to the society. Because the society will care for him. The more social the society has, is in the constitution, the more it will care. In Germany, there is a public health insurance. It is paid by any taxpayer. It will be very expensive to the society. So, of course, the consumer should be protected, and not only some consumers, any consumer. We must be very strict here. Because a single consumer, a second consumer, let's say 1% of the consumers of, I don't know, 300 million inhabitants in Indonesia is already a lot of sick people who could cost the society a lot of money. This is transaction cost. And the third case, why we should consumer also, is that the consumer has a function in the market. Why we should protect market participants. So we come now to a social aspect of the consumer protection. We don't talk about the contractual situation. We don't talk now about health claims, about medicine lies, obats, and so we talk now about consumer protection in the sense of the consumer is misled, the consumer is not informed, the consumer is threatened, the consumer is not free in his mind to do something. And that is very important also for society, but from another aspect. Social function in competition law can mean several things. So we see here already the private individual function of the consumer protection is very clear, we have that, but important for the competition law is the function of the competition. is the function of the market, the workable competition. And competition is not an empty word. Competition is not just, yeah, we have competition, we are a free market economy, we are a market economy, and in a market economy, the market has a function. And this function in the market can be two things, and we can call it maybe generally social justice, but social justice not in the way we help the poor and take from the rich, not in this sense. Social justice is a function. Consumer protection and environmental protection, which means the consumer or the market has a function to, let's say, conduct the society in a certain way. Because the economy, in our economy system, has a conducting function in the whole society. How we arrange the economy decides also about social structures. And if you see what power the advertisement has to bring the consumer to buy something, and you see the consumer could also brought to some direction. For example, buy only electric cars. Buy only electric cars in the future, maybe the air in Jakarta will be better. So consumer information can have also a social function in the way of environmental protection, in the way of social protection. But of course also the consumer protection as a principle of fairness. Now, if we take a look to the development of the unfair competition as a part of the competition law, then see it is a relatively new law aspect, new law area. That famous German law professor Kohler wrote in his education book from 1940, one of the first unfair competition books, the contemporary economy, which makes that the individuum as an individuum is a self-deciding bearer of production and traffic must be defined through the personality right. After this, the economy is an individualistic way free, but in that way that the personality must not be touched. Any economic activity of the one has to keep itself within the limits that is required by the personality of the other. So on. What we see very clear here is that the unfair competition law was understood as expression of the personality right of the trader. Personality right of the trader. Your personality right is your individual right. It is, if not this, what is individual then? So the trader has the right to be a participant in the market. He has the right to act in the market. He has the right to sell his good, and he has the right to get rich with that. Means he is free. And the protection of the interest of this market participant trader, this protection in that way of the unfair competition law, behavioral protection, was in order to keep his freedom to do so. This is individual. This is individual protection. This is nothing else than when we say, me as a consumer has the right to send a product back after I got it and I don't like it. That is a consumer protection individual right in the German and in the European law. You buy a product in online, you cannot see the product before, of course. You get the product, you don't like it, within 14 days you send it back and get the money. Many of my students buy for the weekend a shirt or a dress in some online shop, get that in Friday, wear it Sunday, and in Monday send it back and get the money back. That is why the market in Europe is a big market of refurbished products, because these products are not new anymore. They hardly new, but not new, so there's new consumer protection. But this is individual interest of the consumer, same as the protection of the trader here is individually understood. Next one. Why or what is the relation between a social responsibility in the civil law, in the economy law, ethic in the way of business ethic, and personality freedom? If I am a free person, and the more free I am, the more I can harm you. Yeah, we can make these examples. If I have a weapon, and the state says any free citizen has the right to use the weapons he has as he wants. We are a very liberal state, yeah, we are in old Texas, and anyone has a weapon, and any free citizen should have a weapon and should decide free when he shoots someone or not. I have a big freedom, right? But this big freedom may be not good for you. If you don't shoot so good as me, then you will be dying. You will die very early. Yeah? So the more freedom, the more I can harm people. For God's sake, we are not living in society like old Texas or in the Western. We're living in civilized society. In civilized society, which are societies of a lot of people living in small places together, like we see here in Jakarta, we must take care of each other. We must take care of the interest of others. So the more freedom we have, the more we must be responsible. Freedom is always corresponding with responsibility, with social responsibility. This means, for the business law, if a participant of the market has a strong economic position, for example, he is maybe not a monopoly, but he's already a very strong company, very strong, like Pertamina or like Airbus or Boeing, maybe a duopoly, an oligopoly. The stronger the position in the market, the more he can harm the society. So, corresponding with the strength of market participants, we have actually the wish in the society that the corporate social responsibility should be stronger. This is corporate social responsibility reasoning. And if the corporate social responsibility of the market participant is not given for free, because there is no incentives, then we must force them. And we force them by setting limits of the law. We're setting limits of the law, we're setting duties of the law to the participants.